Thanks for that. So for tactic 5, we've got managing the sales timeline. Mark S, can you give us a guide through this, please?
Absolutely. So the sales timeline, I think way back at the start of this talk, Mark outlined that Oracle are quarterly driven, and having worked before Support Revolution was a third-party support provider. In a previous life, I was managing director of an Oracle consultancy for 20 years, so I know quite a lot about working with Oracle. The Oracle sales reps are driven quarterly, but really the end of May is a massive period for them. What happens in Oracle sales is if you don't hit your target or you're one of the lower performers, then you're let go. And so it's a dog-eat-dog world in there, and that's the way Oracle has to behave. It's got investors, it needs to report its earnings, so that drives behavior, and that behavior makes their salespeople very focused. So on their timeline, what they're trying to do is get you to do certain things or not do certain things in the way that they want you to do them. And so understand that and understand what you need to do by what time. So what, for example, you'll find is the sales guy might say, well, you've asked for a reduction here, or you've asked to reduce some shelfware. I'll go back and ask. And in the meantime, you've got the quote. So you've got the quote for the renewal or the extension or whatever. I'll go back and ask. And then you'll chase up the sales rep and they'll say, well, I've got to go back to Larry Ellison's office in California, Redwood Shores. I've got to get there okay because you're an important customer. And then you'll hear nothing for 2 weeks. And then you'll phone them back. Have you heard? Oh, no, but I expect to get it through. We got the deal on the table. I'm sure we'll get that through. It's the start of May now, but we got a couple of weeks. And then guess what? I haven't heard from Larry's office, and well, I'm afraid I couldn't get that deal for you. So because you've let them control that timeline, they've manipulated it. They knew they were never going to get an answer. They may or may not have forwarded it to anybody in the organisation for approval. So understand your timeline, and it's if you can sort of take the control of, well, I'm going to leave you, I'm not going to take that renewal, I'm going to go to third-party support, let's say, then that increases your purchasing power straight away, even if you're not considering it. It's a great tactic to start to get in control of that again. Understand what's a good outcome as well. A good outcome for you is probably not a good outcome for Oracle. Mark said earlier on about what they are driven to do is increase revenue and sell you more and force you to the cloud and sell your licenses, and you may not necessarily want. Don't do that. Know that you don't want that. And one of the later tactics we've heard is on the extending ULAs. What Oracle will do is instead of extending it for 3 years, they'll say, well, I'll extend it for 1 year, but as long as you promise to go to our cloud in that time. Well, you may then take that on board, and then what they've done is they've added cloud to your ULA, and so you're spending more with them. And then when it comes to renewal time again, you've got a bigger bill. So you've really got to make sure that you're negotiating well, you understand the timeline, and that will allow you to understand their behavior. But also put yourselves in their shoes. They're going to try and manipulate you. So give them deadlines. Say, well, if I don't hear of a reduction in the price by then I'm going to assume you're not going to do it. So I'm going to go to SAP, or I'm going to move to Amazon Cloud, or they need to think that you've got an alternative. And for many, many years, Oracle has thought that they were the only game in town, and that has driven their behavior. And so they don't believe you a lot of the time. So manage the sales timeline, tell them you're going somewhere else, get in control of it, and then you'll really have a much stronger negotiating position. Mark, does that resonate with your experience?
Yeah, exactly. Some great points there, Mark. I mean, it comes back to preparation. It comes back to, putting the right time and effort into this whole process. And managing the timeline is one of the key elements of the negotiation. As you say, I mean, Oracle are past masters at delaying giving you stuff, pricing updates or a renewal quote, whatever it may be, or answering questions you've got. And, why do they do it? Well, it's kind of sales 101 if you think of it like that. And Oracle's the only one who does this. I mean, Microsoft do this, and SAP do, others do this. They think by slowing the flow of information to you as a customer during a renewal process or during a negotiation process, if they slow the flow of information to you, so you were waiting for the Larry Ellison deal desk, whatever it is, to check the deal and come back and say, oh yeah, we'll give you an extra 2% or whatever it is. What it does, it's kind of sales 101. They think that just narrows the negotiation window. So they're crimping away the time towards when you have to do a deal because you've got a renewal date or a contract date or a project's got to start. And so they play this silly game, which is just, you ask them for a quote, yeah, be back as soon as I can. Oh, deal desk are on it, we're waiting. the reality is, in the 90% of those times, no one's doing anything. No one's doing anything in Oracle. They're just, the sales guy's just putting it in his drawer. I'll phone him in a week's time, taking that negotiation window down to when you have to do a deal. So what you need to do, as Mark's rightly said, you need to take control of the negotiation timeline. So you need to plan it out from the very beginning to when you want to conclude the deal. As it says on the slide here, you need to what you want, what your red lines are, what you're willing to give as part of the deal, as part of give-get in the negotiation. When you're actually doing a step with Oracle, and that step includes asking for something or asking for a quote or a refresh quote or a better price or a better discount, you need to give them a specific time and date when they need to respond with that. So what I mean by, let's say it's a Tuesday today, and let's say you want something by Friday, and Oracle would probably love to give it a week Friday, just to waste another week. You should say we need it on Friday. We need that information on Friday for a management meeting we're having on Friday. So just give us that information. If you don't give us the information on Friday, this Friday, and it's a week later before that information arrives, then the whole negotiation timeline has shifted a week, caused by Oracle being slow. Therefore, the end date, which we all hoped was May 31st, because that's the renewal date, is now June the 7th, because you've just wasted a week. Because we've got all of these things to get our internal processes aligned, and unless we have the pricing or that information, we can't do the next step. So Oracle, if you waste a week of our time, then you've wasted a week of this, the renewal. So the renewal is going to be late. So is it okay to do a June the 7th deal for a May 31st renewal? Sure, it's fine with you guys, isn't it? Just imagine what the Oracle guys are going to say to that when it goes into their next fiscal year. But yeah, so control the timeline. It's vitally important to do that. And then a final point on this, which Mark raised and mentioned, which is don't be forced into their cloud. Cloud is Oracle's future. They want you on their cloud. They don't want you in AWS or Azure or anywhere else. Okay, they've got partnerships set up with them. Why have they done that? Well, because their cloud's not quite as successful as those other ones, and they recognize that customers want to go on those other ones. And then they put up stupid licensing models that say, well, hang on, if you license a database in an AWS cloud, you've got to count the calls differently and cost more money to be there. And oh, it's cheaper in Oracle. You see how these guys play it. They're just playing the game, but it hasn't worked for them. Oracle Cloud is not the success it's been before. Okay, they've had a new refresh. It's more secure than it's ever been, apparently. I wonder what it was like before. Anyway, but, it's more secure now. And South Africa said, here's the new cloud, and it's fantastic. And that's their sales guys have a target to make of revenue, and that revenue is cloud revenue. That's what they're after with you for a renewal or a support renewal or get you off premise, whatever it is. So don't be forced to cloud. The only time you should go to cloud, whether it's Oracle Cloud or someone else, is when it's right for you as a business to go to cloud for whatever application or product it is. Until then, don't let them pressure you to move to cloud. And by the way, if they're pressured to get you to cloud and you're a little reluctant to do that, guess what? They're going to make it more financially compelling for you to be less reluctant to do that. So you can play timelines, you can play pressure on their sales force to sell cloud, and you can get them to give you more stuff by actually not negotiating a lot, but by just sitting quietly and saying, actually, we're happy on premise, or we don't need to go for another year, or whatever it is. Lots of tactics you can play there.